Yo, what's going on, people? So today we're going to be talking about my thoughts on the Battlefield 5 beta. I played it all weekend on PS4 and PC, and I walked away with mixed feelings, mostly negative, but those are things that can be fixed when the full game launches, so that's a good thing. I'm going to start by saying that Battlefield 5 isn't bad. It isn't as bad as I thought it would be. EA definitely lost my trust since the last few Battlefields were flops. You can say they sold good, but sales does not equal a good game, because that's the first argument people love to bring. Hardline was a fail. Battlefield 1 definitely to me was a fail. So going into this, I was very skeptical, but after playing it all weekend, if they patch certain things and they fix certain things, I can definitely see this game being good. So we'll start there. I'm going to start off with the positives. The graphics are fucking amazing. They look pretty good on console, but on PC, I got a pretty good PC, but I was trying to stream this and it was just making my computer lag, so I had to put the graphics at low, and to my surprise, Battlefield 5 on low looks pretty damn good. I mean, I could show you at ultra, like I'll just switch between the different graphics on screen, but running Battlefield 5 on low was, I was so shocked that it still looked that good. So the graphics, yeah, the graphics are top notch. They're definitely up there. The gunplay is good. It feels solid, much better than Battlefield 1. Bullets go where you aim. You're not, like, watching your bullets deviate left and right. So the gunplay is good. The only thing was I got like some delay with the hit markers, but again, it's a beta. But the shooting feels really good, and yeah, so that's a definite plus. The second thing is that there are no pickups. It feels more competitive. Battlefield 1 felt casual to me because there were all these handicaps, the sniper sweet spot. There were these pickups, the armored people, and other big weapon pickups on the map. So there's nothing like that. It's just you, your squad, and your guns just fighting the enemies, and that's how Battlefield 4 felt to me. So this felt along the lines of that, so I was definitely enjoying that. Me and my squad were fighting to see who'd get the most points, the most kills. So yeah, it felt pretty good. Third thing is that you can now crouch and run at the same time, and I like this feature because Battlefield maps are huge, so the one thing that you're always doing is constantly sprinting, but you can now crouch and run, so you have like a quieter way to, I guess, run in a building. Obviously you don't run as fast as when you're standing up straight and sprinting, but I just like that they added a more quieter approach, and you can still move around as fast as sprinting. So I like that addition. And the last thing is going to be Killstreaks. So yeah, if your squad works together and you capture flags and kill people, etc., and you're doing good, then your squad is going to get a score. You can actually use these points to call in kill streaks. You can call in, I think it's the V1 or V8 or rocket. It's basically a giant bomb that just kills anything in the vicinity. You could drop down a tank, and then you could drop down supplies like ammo and health. So yeah, those are the positives that I like to walk away from the beta. Now let's hop into the many negatives. So I'm going to start with the first thing that was bugging me is the animations. There are too much animations. I know some people may disagree with this, like, the animations look cool. I'm all for adding animations because they add an extra level of immersion, I guess, to the gameplay. But the problem I have is when the animations start to actually hinder said gameplay. So for instance, Battlefield 4, you jump off a building, deploy a parachute, you touch the ground, and your gun is always there. In this game, you deploy your parachute. When you touch the ground, you have to actually watch your character take off like the parachute and then pull up his gun. So that's like 2 to 3 seconds that you can't do anything. And in the ground operations mode, I think that's what it's called, ground operations, when you have to jump, hold the plane and land, for those 2 or 3 seconds of me taking off my parachute and pulling up my gun, unfortunately, if someone was there, I was as good as dead. And they've also added this auto bipod feature for the LMGs, again with the animation. So if you're aiming at someone, before it was, if you like approach the ledge or you're lying down, then you aim and deploy the bipod, but now it does it automatically, which I hate. So say you're by a ledge and you see someone and you aim, you start shooting, doesn't matter, he's going to automatically deploy the bipod and your aim is going to go all over the place. I got like a perfect example of clip. I'll just probably put it in right here. So stuff like that is what I mean. I don't like when animations tend to interfere with the gameplay. Second thing is going to be the lighting in this beta. It was fucking horrendous on Rotterdam. I think that is second map. Yeah, so pretty much you couldn't really see anything. Certain areas were just too dark, especially if you were inside a building and you were looking outside, it'd just be bright as fuck. And then the opposite, if you're outside looking in, you can't see anything. And added on top of that, the weapon sights with lenses. I think it's the aperture, the little targeting dot in the middle, could not track anyone when I was using that sight, so I pretty much stuck to the iron sights. Yeah, so those sights with lenses, those need to be fixed, and the lighting is just terrible. Like, I just run down an alley and just end up dead, and I'm like, you know, where was this person? But speaking of dying, the TTK is going to be next. They decrease the time to kill, so you die extremely fast. Yeah, like a couple bullets will just end your life. I don't mind that they want to make it faster, but I don't think it should be so fast that you don't even have a chance to react, or, you know, by the time you realize you're being shot, you're dead. So where it is right now, I think they could just increase it just a little bit. If they want to make it faster than the older Battlefield's fine, but for right now it's just a bit too fast, so I think they should adjust it to the point where you at least realize you're being shot and have a chance to react. And another thing that needs to be adjusted is the ammo. So they're doing this thing where there are ammo stations at the objective points now. So instead of you spawning in with enough bullets to, I don't know, take out a whole army by yourself, you only spawn in with 2 clips. And if you want ammo, then you have to pick it up off the people that you kill, or go back to the nearest point that has an ammo resupply station. And the same thing goes for health. 2 clips isn't enough. So it's like you have to really be careful what you're shooting at, or, you know, manage your bullets well, because in this it was just like you get 2 kills and you're out of ammo. So yeah, if they're gonna do this, I think it should at least add 1 clip. So, you know, you're moving with 3 clips, that's fine. But 2 clips is definitely not enough, especially when you run over the bodies of people that you kill to pick up ammo. They'd only have something like 8 bullets or 12 bullets, so you just gotta end up risking your life trying to find ammo, or, you know, trying to go all the way back to the nearest objective point to get ammo. So yeah, I think you should just add like 1 extra clip of ammo for your primary weapon. When it comes to conquest, the capture zones are too big. I mean, for instance, the A flag on Rotterdam, the train station, that just breeds a bunch of campers. People do not like to leave, because you can capture that flag from below the train station, below the trains, above the trains, and then there's like this little monument square to the far left behind a truck. You can capture it from there. So the capture zone spread too far. Like, you don't even have to get right up in the action. You could just crawl far away and just sit there, and then the flag is going to be contested for a really long time. So I think they should make the capture zones a little bit smaller and not extend them so high, because again, people are just going to camp because they know they don't have to move because they're in the capture radius. Same thing with houses on the snow map. I think it's Narvik. The B and D flag on that bridge, there are like 3 layers to that bridge, and you can capture the flag for all 3 levels of the bridge. That makes the game just last a lot longer than it should be. And I guess that's another thing, the matches last way too damn long. I don't know if they slowed down the tick rate, but the matches seem like they took forever. So I hope they can increase the tick rate or lower the amount of points that you need, because those matches were lasting like 40 minutes plus each map. The bleed out screen was extremely annoying. You have to hold it down just so you can respawn, as opposed to just pressing a button and then I guess the circle would go backwards until it just disappears. That's basically you just waiting for revives. And revives are a myth in this game because everyone just runs past you. So, like, I wish you just press a button and the circle would just go backwards by itself, as opposed to holding it down. And the same thing with the squad spawn screen. They should just go back to what they did in BF1. Basically, when you die, you just go back to the overhead screen. But instead, if someone in your squad is alive, it's gonna go to a camera on them, as opposed to going to the overhead screen. So you have a choice of either watching them and then click to go back to the overhead screen. It's just like it's unnecessary. And I guess the last thing I'm going to talk about is the audio. I have a lot more points, but I don't want this video to last too long. So the audio was terrible. Audio dropouts all the time, whether it was for your weapons or other stuff in the game, especially for footsteps. They got rid of spotting, so I think the footsteps need to be on point. At times I couldn't hear my footsteps, or I couldn't hear other people's footsteps, and I just end up dead because I didn't know someone was approaching because there was no audio. So if they're going to take out spotting, then I think the footsteps or the audio needs to be working at all times. I mean, I don't like the fact that they took out spotting, but you know, it is what it is. So that, yeah, those are my thoughts for Battlefield 5. It launches in November. It's 2 months away. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think it's gonna be ready by then. I think the game is gonna release this year, but it's not gonna be like fully ready and polished until next year. So I think I will pick it up then. If I feel like, because there are a lot more games that I actually want before this. But, you know, if I get all those games and don't have anything else to buy, then I'll look at picking this up if they've fixed all of, you know, some of the issues that I mentioned in this video. So, yeah, that's about it. So if you found this entertaining or helpful, I guess, you could leave a like and comment down below if you played the Battlefield 5 beta. What are your thoughts? And subscribe for more gaming videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next video.